very good morning. It's a very good morning. And then, thank you, Carrie and Rico, to helping us, pass this message, the document management system that, with Dockyware. So I guess it's also good, for you to know, actually, we are quite an old company. So we have 30, more than 30, actually, we started 1988, and then we have 34 years experience, devoted into document management system. And the 10 years in the cloud is what we're celebrating right now. So a few, slide. I won't have a lot of slide, today, just a couple of this, and then we will very soon step into the demonstration, what I call, for you to see the platform, for real. So a little bit about Dockyware. We are, having 30 plus year experience. Actually, we started 1988. We start as a document management software, from the beginning. So we basically 30 years really devoted into, content management area. So we have a very good footprint, across the globe, with 100 countries, in the world, and having, a very good, strong backup with our customer base. Indeed, today our theme of the webinar is about transition transformation. I guess everyone already feel, the transition right now, with this 2 years for us in Hong Kong is like, almost, more than 2 years, of this kind of new era. So new, new pandemic, or abnormal, I sometimes laugh about this, the abnormal becomes normality, becomes normal now. So, but I believe there's a lot of, analysts also saying, the new transition, new transformation. So like, Accenture, they have a report, just recently about what they call a new era of competitions. It's dawning. So the competition is more about, now business and also, good company or leader. It's basically judged by how they can, not just by, their business plan, but on the ingenuity of the technology. So how they can make use of the technology now is more so than before, technology really matter to your business performance. And this is all because, risk is everywhere. It's about the competition, the new way of competition that can be globalization. And even for some region, it's de-globalization because of the political sentiment. And there's a lot of things happening, around like regulatory compliance. It's no longer with financial institute, they face regulatory, pressure. It's now, even, for us as a social health reporting and all this, around COVID, around, quarantine, around, whether vaccinated, those kind of things. It's all the risk is everywhere. It's getting more pressure for you to manage that risk. And it's also because of the new work environment. We have a few, webinar before is talking about work from home, hybrid working, and it's all also about digitization. I guess now, with all this journey, of kind of a disaster for some of you, the business just stopped or disrupted because of the new COVID situations then. And then you start to see, your document, your business information is not digitized enough. And you are also working like a silo. When you're at home, you don't get your people around, and you don't get your information accessible at all. And it's also another interesting study, this is to show you, you will see the cyber risk indeed is as a very high factor. So you will see also the emerging risks like health risks, typical risks like, climate change or geopolitical conflict. This is also rising, but the cyber risk indeed is a little bit higher, even it's the top, on the top of it. Okay. And in terms of, document management and, information system, we also want to, stress on, set the stage for today. The challenges without an what we call organized, centralized solution. It's an organized solution doesn't, you might feel you have a centralized solution like maybe cloud, storage, maybe you're having access, through VPN on your file server. This is some kind of centralized, solution. But it's very easy for you to find the, the right information here to and to lower the security risk, and also in order also to lower the cost burden, because there will be a lot of hidden costs, intangible, tangible costs related to information. And there's a lot of survey, this is consolidating couple of surveys is about, the cost of lost information. So it say, 21% of files not protected. Indeed, what I feel is more than that. Okay. When we talking about files or working documents, there might be, not protected, just for those archive documents. That means you are gone through the whole business process, but protected during the life cycle of the running process. Say, for example, you have a contract and you used to send the contract using email, collaborating using email. When at home, you download the email because you need to edit the Word document, okay? And then that copy put duplicating at your, local storage. And that is not protected because it's really out of, what, IT can oversaw, can really, monitor there. So this is kind of thing, I can see, there's more than 20% of the files not protected, but this is, what the analysts say, on average. And the downtime cost is also, huge for business. That will vary based on business nature. So think about, if you cannot order, you cannot procure some goods, for your manufacturing, what is the downtime or the escalating, downtime cost, regarding that particular digital process. And that start with maybe a procurement request, that start with a PO that you need to place, for your vendor, right? So over half of the security breaches lead to data loss. That's certainly. So yes, to summing up, it's all about, insufficiency, on redundancy. You don't have a system that is good enough, that also related to, maybe outdated, data center. Just like what I saying, you're using VPN to your file server, but your file server is not good enough. Maybe it used to be like banking environment, they ban every access, from outside. So you can connect to the file server, but there's a lot of folder that is still, hard for you to really locate and getting the right information. And it's also, we are not delivering the right information to the right people at the right time. And poor security, definitely later we also will talk about that. If you still, remain on folder-based structure whatsoever, you are working like Cloud Drive, OneDrive, Dropbox, Google Share, Google Drive, or even email, you are still under the category, on under the radar of poor security. Indeed, natural disaster that everyone facing, but the data center should have those kind of resilience and redundancy to help you to cater for that. And in all the analysts, and talking about, this is, um, you know, post-pandemic, the new normal is like a storm. Our topic is about level up. And to level up through the storm is about, three words: adapt, automate, and innovate. We take care about, the first two, Dockyware let you be adaptable, to the new situation. Whether you work from home, what we call, anywhere, operationality or operational, you can operate, anywhere from home, from any remote site, or you taking, you can work, with globalization, we allow you to expand the business, to anywhere. So adaptability is what we focus on. And there's a lot of, solution component that help you to achieve this. And we also, observe a lot of good, testimonial and really prove it, on that. And the other word is about automate. So how we can help you to turn your manual process, or even what you so call, you are on email, you are working collaboratively, using email with your customer, with your team, you so-called digital process, we have a doubt about that. So we want you to see the real automation. We want you to see, as long as you can automate the process, Dockyware help you to automate it. So the innovation is rather on your side. We have, we keep on, with our software, even 10 years cloud, 30 years, with our software, we keep on refreshing with the latest technology, with the latest web technology. And then the innovation is we help you to be adaptable, we help you to be automate, and let you focus on innovation. So one thing we want to stress, or we want to focus on, is the pre-configured cloud solution. Okay, with our 30 years of experience, more than 30 years of experience in document management, we gather a lot of business insight, and we monetize that by what we call pre-configure, like a package solution that is helping you to quickly ramp up, on your digital process. So all this best practice, solution suite is really up and running. So it's ready to go, like what we have, like invoice processing. A lot of our customers rely on our best practice, our model of invoice processing, like freeway matching, typical like vendor onboarding. All this is incorporated in this solution suite. Another, like employee management. So is agile package that we help, our customer to be ready, to deliver their solution using Dockyware platform for HR management. So from recruiting, from onboarding, even to termination of an employee, along the whole, HR cycle, we help you to digitize, and up and running in just days. And today I will also talk about another, pre-configured solution. We call it Smart Document Control. That is basically is a generic document control or archiving system that help you to do collaboration, contract management, project management, and also task management. And at the same time, it provides, the retention and the security that you need to be adaptable to your process. And there's a lot of people, really, we also, I think I mentioned, folder-based structure, those old-fashioned folder-based structure for 2 times, just with 5 minutes talk here, right? So what's wrong with, folder-based structure? So this is a typical, when we go health track with our customer, they show us that no matter, with their shared drive, OneDrive, or even their file server, usually they call it like a map drive, like a M drive, or C drive, they show, their documents stay there like this. Okay, it's a typical situation. So I just want to ask you, when you are new, with this company, when you want to find Telstra, this customer, which folder you should go to, Telstra Or, I know this process, handled by Shellen. Shellens have another, project hierarchy, under her, her own, practice. So after all, you will see no set naming, no defined, naming structure, for this kind of, document keeping system. And it's really hard for you to manage it, and it's all manually managed. So even your OneDrive, your SharePoint, your Google Drive, it still stay on this kind of folder structure. So you assign security on particular folder. Say, for example, you would say Telstra is for the Telstra, account team, sales account team. Okay, but how about after sales? When PS want to access the same folder, they are not able to access, the Telstra folder because it's not mapped to the business process. It's not mapped to when you running the digital process. After all, it's not adaptable. It's not dynamic enough to fit into your current business situation. And it's worth, you see, I also, pop up, how about versioning? It's important because, if you want to keep track of the document versioning, like important contract, if there's something wrong, during the process and you want to roll back, or you want to make sure who's in in charge of changing this, there's no versioning, no tracked record for you to see it. And we want you to see the digital strategy using Dockyware as a content service that not just serve particular silo, just like the example I talk about, your CRM system, your sales account team, they are on Telstra, they put their document in their CRM DMS, okay, so-called, you have different DMS, a small piece of it, just attached to the CRM, and then it is not collaborative enough, for you to work in the situation like this, in the current, situation, with the abnormal. So we want you to have a strategy that having a single content service with Dockyware, and we confident Dockyware can serve this purpose, and serving not just for the document from your external system, or as a platform you see here, as a solution itself, for HR, for payroll, for contract management, but it's also for you carry your information that gather in Dockyware to your external system. So it's typical, like invoice processing. You got your approval, everything, your digital process handled through Dockyware. And then you carry the broking information into your ERP, into your SAP system. So basically, it's a single, source of truth, a single repository, and it's a secure repository for you to keep track on all those business information. And no matter, you're on the road, or, is what we call anywhere operationality, this is, how we handle that. We have our mobile apps. We also have our, only what you need, for accessing Dockyware is a browser. And there's no traces of information that will be storing in your local hard disk, because we do streaming on the business information. There's no attachment. No, you don't need to detach particular information in order to read it and process your and make sense to your business. And I'm not just talking, I'm really giving you some kind of clarity on customer, what they are doing, this right now. Horrible is one of, I guess, you also know them, with the sweet and the candies, they have. And I just want to highlight, there's a very long, documents, here on our, story that's talk about, the centralized document pool that can help them, and then our artificial intelligence, the automatic indexing, help them to capture the index to make good sense to the business and drive the business process. And also with HB Group, they are talking about a fully integrated and workflow-based document management system. So it's not just a small piece of information system or document management system attached for particular purpose. It's a workflow-based that the whole company can enjoy the digital process. And it's even more so, with Rebel refrigeration, that they see us as a game changer because they can implement, our system is agile enough, they can deploy and implement the system just in terms of 1 or 2 weeks. Indeed, is with our pre-configured solution is talking about days. So very quick, to get started, with Dockyware is to identify the records. So first step, to identify the record to get started, the records that you see most important for your business process, you want to put into second step, the digital workflow, the digital process. And then you rest assured, all kind of security measure, compliance, we can help you to cope with. So centralize the record, digitize, the workflow, and then we set up the compliance and security. There's more so, you can do integration, to external system. So basically one platform, we have all the technology, all the, what we call house brew, technology. Even with our artificial intelligence, the intelligent indexing is our own technology, all the OCR technology is all in one single platform. You don't need to source any other platform to, make good sense on the whole process. So the content and capture is about how we can capture the information, and from your source. So that is your step one. That could be your email if you have digital, if you have already, document, and then that could be also a form if you want to fill up a form just to grab the data. Say, for example, the vaccinates on our HR system. On our HR system, you have, you want to have a vaccination, record, all this, it makes good sense, you're using a e-form to collect those information from your staff. Okay, and then on your right hand side is about the integration or about how you deliver it. Okay, and today we'll also focus, more focus on the workflow. We'll not so much on the intelligent indexing, but obviously, we'll show a little bit about that. So let's get started. So now actually you are on the Dockyware system, okay? And it's a very neat system. I would say neat system that there's not whole tons of a lot of button out there. It's very clear to understand. And even, one of the very much we proud of is the user friendliness. We even have a award, on our space or in the industry space about user friendliness. And then for Dockyware, we started, 1988, and then actually we have a very high user adoption rate. So that means, our user love our product because it's really easy to use. And even if I pass the product to you, I pass the platform, with a trial account to you, you can play around with it by yourself, without really, looking through all the 30 pages instruction or whatsoever. It's very easy to use. So and our design objective is to make it intuitive. This is also like, the tray we use is just like, the piles of document pile up on your desk, on your plastic tray, and you not yet process it, you not yet file it, it will be in your tray. The same thing, when you're working in Dockyware. So we have the tray, and you will see in the tray, I can just double click any type of document. So you see, this is a Word document and then PDF document. You can even go to some document like, AutoCAD or Illustrator, those kind of thing. On your right-hand side is a viewer, it's a streaming technology that help you to view the document without really having the application or without really having the file downloaded. And it's pretty fast, it's very fast in order to view it because it's streaming based on the page that you just viewing. And then you will see, you have, the search. So maybe let me, start with a digital process that make you understand this, the use of the button here. You only need to learn 10 points in this system, in using the system. And then it's not really, rocket science for you. And it's very consistent. So whatsoever with your digital process and your workflow approval, it's just work like the same way. So once you learn the 10 way of 10 basic thing about Dockyware, then you know how to play around with it. So now I will put a real situation. So like I want to search particular documents, say for example, you see actually in my repository, this is the library, like a cabinet, for you. And with the indexes, the metadata that make good sense for us, to search it pretty fast, because Dockyware also help you to filter, based on what you type. So say, for example, if I type, flying Tom, immediately I will see, the word coming out. Even if I press on it, you will see, the selection for you. You don't need to really, care about, what you have. And then when you search it, you will see the result list and you can view the document instantly. But how about, I want to filter up, narrow down on the search. So it's pretty easy. With the search here, we develop, particular search for different purpose. So say, for example, accounting, they might search by different metadata or different index data. But now, for me, I feel there's too much document, too many document, coming up. And the good thing is we really can help you to filter the search, based on, step by step. So like subject, now I see actually flying Tom Germany with this kind of subject with me. Okay. So this is filtering based on, step by step, narrow down. So you see more subject here, but if I, narrow down it, I will see, the subject I need. Then I can, really filter out, the document that I need. And even more useful when customer, filtering by date range. Indeed, this is really a big help because like invoice processing for, accounting, they keep on receiving the same invoice, maybe every month of it, but they just want to view, the right information for that particular period. So say, for example, I just want to see the document that's stored yesterday. I have a lot of document. And what most important is, if you don't know anything, okay, you can just say, I want to search for particular document based on full text. Then you will have this document, coming up and then highlighting the full text for you. And even I can do something like, I searched for the company, but I just want to see the right document having that. Or I want to see, maybe order statement, but having, webhook in that, document. So the full text is really powerful. And you will see usually, in front of customer, I will demonstrate using a really big repository. So a really big cabinet. And then you will see, indeed, you can locate the information really fast. We optimize, the search and indexing for you. And then after the search, you will have the list. This is, the for you to remind you, like a reminder, like a dashboard for you to know, what you have to handle, for day to day, and keep you updating, on the new document. You can even subscribe to the list, and then you know what is the new document coming up. And indeed, technically, it's just a safe search. So we have the criteria, set up, to help you to, facilitate you in day-to-day business. And then later, of course, we'll talk about tasks. And what's so funny about, we also have folders, okay? But this is not something you manage by yourself. This folder hierarchy, you can, view it from different angle, different dimension. You see here, I view it by project, I view it by contract, but that could be the same document putting in different hierarchy. This is just because we help you to automatically, index it and then place in the respective folder. So this is all dynamic. And then if you change the document, then it will, remove from this folder based on it. And what's good with that, we even have what we call a Windows Explorer view. And that is what I'm going to, test about this now, because I'm going to file a document through here. So instead of, I file, drag and drop, or import, scan, or even from email going into my tray or my cabinet, I now using the Window Explorer to file the document. Okay. And then, you see the Window Explorer, interface just the same as your map drive, but you no longer need to worry about, the hierarchy, whether there's duplicating data, there's, out of date data, there's a wrong data that putting into wrong folder. You don't need to worry about that. So say, for example, you see the project. Now I'm very clear, this project, I'm having all this document in place, and I can easily locate that, using my Window Explorer interface. And that is also good for user adoption as well, because you don't change the way they currently do it. So they love folders, and then we build the folder structure for them. It's just, that will be, make no mistake on this folder hierarchy. So now I try to working on a new project documents, that is a maybe a standing SOP, document. And then I say, this is a draft, by Josephine. And then I want to save it. Indeed, I want to file it and save it, into Dockyware. Okay. I pick the Dockyware repository. I know the project code indeed. So that's why I pick Dockyware, and then I just save it here. And then very good for us here is we will pop up the store dialog for you. And the store dialog is also very good, easy to use. So you can grab the text here. So I don't have the company name, but at least, I can grab the text here. All the viewer have what we call one-click indexing, helping you to grab the text easily. So let me do it quick. I say this is an agreement, and then, I will set up an action day as today. Okay. And I store it quickly. And you will see, actually, I file it like manually, but I don't need to type anything. And it's even more so with our intelligent indexing, just for you to see a quick glance of it. The intelligent indexing can locate the document easily. So when I doing the filing here, from my tray, intelligent indexing is working on the document, looking at the right information based on our past, practice. So that means when you input it for one time, then it will learn your practice, and then it will know where to locate the information. And say, for example, I want to locate the due date. What I need is just using one click in the same as what I have. I just click on the image or the viewer itself. And then what's so fantastic with a feature like a table, we can recognize the table. So with a table view, you already save a lot of typing here. So what intelligent indexing doing is like we map the information for you. We try to grab the information automatically for you based on your day-to-day practice. So for some typical, document like accounting, they will have invoice, they will have PO, all this, or they will have delivery note, all this information. Once we train the engine, it will automatically grab locate the information and index the information even without typing, for you. Even without typing from entering from you. So now actually I see the document. So based on the list, I see the new document I just filed. This is a Word document. It's drafted by Josephine. And I want to set up some kind of collaboration. Okay. I want to set up say for example, I want to set up an assignment. Oh, it has intelligent knowing that I'm opening the document. So now I need to close the document first. Okay. And then I will say I can do editing, in Office for the web. That means I can co-editing it. But before that, I need to share it. I set as assignment. So first, I assign this, to I set up a due date. So this is smart document control. It has a different module like, typical assignment, typical like sharing access, and also contract management, deadline, reminders, those kind of thing. It's already in the template, in the pre-configured solution workflow that you can use it, ready to fit into your process. So I would say today is so I'm really urgent because I know I'm a bit, out of. So I just type, I will say I grant, read user for Fred, and I will just type, Peter, and I want both of them or either of them, completed, then I will say the assignment complete. Now I pick anyone. So whether I log in Fred and Peter King, but Fred only allowed to read the document and Peter can, edit the document and then save it back to the repository. So I set this assignment. This is already a workflow. So the STEM is like a workflow. You can trigger the workflow based on new document. So say, for example, the invoice we just filed using intelligent indexing can trigger the freeway matching, and then to match with PO to do all kind of, checking, like whether you receiving duplicating document. This is all about, the workflow. But now I just use a simple workflow just with an assignment, okay? And you will see, Peter King received the notifications, okay, and also for Fred, okay. When I log in, I have another browser here. I have the Peter King here. I have Fred here. I saw that, I have a task already, And then it's about, the draft document by Josephine, and then you are setting up. Peter have the edit right, okay? So that means, he can edit it. How about, Fred? Let us see whether he can edit it. You will see he didn't have any editing, right? So you see the access control, all the right access already assigned just based on the digital process. A simple process like this already dynamically feed into the assignment based on, whether you want to set the assignment for read or write access, or you can do very sophisticated thing like granular access, like departmental. You have a super user to access all the, project file, and then you might have the administrator, doing editing, and then there will be other team member doing, just reading. So it's a fantastic system with granular access that all along based on, what we call the workflow, drive by the workflow. Let's see, I back to Peter King. I want to edit it using Office. So it's a very quick, I will edit it. Oh, sorry for that. Because we are already on the stamp, so that means, he cannot edit it, but of course he can do, make sure, he check it. And then we'll say, okay, comments complete. And then anyone in this workflow complete the assignment, then the assignment already, completed. And then I will receive the message say, the assignment completed. And you see, now with workflow, I go to my documents. I see the stamp from Peter King, and why I look at the history, the workflow, I will see it's actually, Peter King doing something on that, but of course, Fred Wiener is not yet, running on this. And then there's a shared document on that. And now I think I can edit it. So back to the list, I'm logged in as Peter King. And then back to the documents that is due today. Then I can do the editing as well. Okay. So there's a lot more, we can, use Dockyware to facilitate your workflow. And then this is just a quick glance of it. I would recommend you, getting in touch with the local resources like Ricoh, our local partner there, to help you to run some kind of a more tailored, demonstration and more tailored to your business situation here. So very quick to wrap up this session. Indeed, you will see our 10 years cloud, we see a lot of acceleration, with our cloud, after the pandemic and then during this few years. So this is absolutely, you see, fantastic. Is again, it's like, the transition, analysts foresee technology becoming more important, and whether you're having the right technology, right solution that help you to up and running, be agile enough, be adaptable enough is also matter to your business. And with Dockyware, you will see we double, our cloud uptake, our cloud customer just this few years. You will see a very steep, curve here. And basically, our cloud, you will see we have 260,000 cloud users. And even, for cloud customer, we now having, 6,300 cloud customer. And just 2 years ago is, half of that. And then a lot of customer enjoying our cloud. And then with us, you see, they really make use of our digital process on Dockyware cloud platform, for their day-to-day work. We even have a, competition right now happening, for a competition for you to guess, how many documents store per second on Dockyware cloud worldwide. So I think it's a magic number. So, but I don't know whether here give you some hints of it. But you will see 24 new documents per second. But how many documents really store per second? It's a very robust and reliable cloud, and our customer also enjoy on that. I will end up, here with some kind of a Bill Gates quote, just play around with the words he has. He say we overestimate, what we can do in 1 year. That's true, especially for technology when we deploy something new, and then it will be depends on the technology you're using, depends on the software you're using, is come up will be, more time you needed, to make sure your user adopted to it. But we indeed underestimate what we can do in 10 years. For Dockyware Cloud, we have 10 years of experience. We want to see, we contribute, have all the devotion, with cloud technology, and our cloud customer enjoying the digital process, so agile, so adaptable, to them, for them to be innovate. And then we want to show you indeed you can have your success in digital transformation, maybe just by 1 year, because of our 10 years experience, just on the cloud. So pass back to you, Carrie. I think we good to open the floor for question and answer, because I guess there might be a question, out there, we also want to, have provide some answer there. Hello,
Yeah,
Carrie.
okay. Yeah. So thank you so much, Josephine, for the very um, informative presentation. I think you can go back to the slide where you have your Q&A. Yeah, and I think there's a lot of question in the chat box. So for our participant, you may use the Q&A section on your screen. But I think we can start with Sir Ray Marvin. So Sir Ray has a question. This is possible to save pictures and videos? Even though Mr. Cabrera already answered, but for the sake of the others, maybe we can answer it here. Yeah, so
Pictures,
Josephine, is
definitely.
it possible?
Yes, pictures definitely. So no matter what kind of graphics, you can use the viewer to view it. But for video, I guess you need a plugin. So you can still store in Dockyware, like the organized file repository, just like what we show here. You can still store it, but it won't make good sense, because we really talking about business information, and then we want to convert your unstructured data in your document to structured data, and then to drive the digital workflow. So in brief, it's not designed really for those kind of digital asset, but you can store it. You can do indexing with that.
Okay. Yeah, so thank you. We hope that we answered your question. And another follow-up question from Sir Ray. So what are the requirements to have Dockyware? Is this free?
We do have some kind of demo trial, but I guess as a software, as a platform, then we feed based on your requirement, your business requirements. So you can talk to the Ricoh team to see how is the sizing and the budgeting with the project, like Dockyware.
Okay, thank you. And we have here from Sir Noel Berhenes. Is it since I think he's hearing about cloud for 10 years, and the question is it possible Dockyware can run on premise?
Yes, we can run on premise, and we indeed is quite unique in the market that we have both on-premise and cloud type of licensing, and then the product is just the same. That means, we have customer that they start with, say, for example, on-premise, and then they turn into cloud strategy, and they want to leverage our cloud. They can do it, without any hassle, because there's a, direct, transfer that you can do it. And the functionality, interface, the UI, everything is the same.
Okay. I think there's another, I think this one is a very good question. coming from Sir Ray again, where I can avail of this Dockyware to know the price. I think I'm the one who's going to answer that. So
Yep, absolutely.
yeah, so these are very good questions, Sir Ray. So our digital transformation professional will be very glad to assist you with this and talk to you about this. So yeah, we will communicate to you right after this session. Okay, and is there any other question in here? Yeah, I think there is another. How many files, like typical office document, we can store over the cloud?
Basically, there's no limit, but of course, there's a cost, attached to because it's cloud storage, right? We also need to, procure the storage from our data center vendor. We use Azure, and we are on premium service. So, but we will usually, in terms of Dockyware project, we will help you to do the sizing. We to do the what we call capacity planning, and then basically for document, we will do optimization. So say, for example, like scan image or even PDF, we will optimize it and then store it in a compressed way, and then to save your storage costs.
Okay, so hope that we answer your question. Next, I think based on study, how much we can save monthly if we implemented DMS. Of course, everybody's interested with the savings it can
Yep.
occur.
Absolutely, absolutely. There's a lot of tangible and intangible component in the cost saving. So, say for example, I have customer. In our proposal, we normally will do what we call ROI. We will calculate the return on investment for them. Most of them can have break even by 1 year. That means, they can. So after 1 year, actually, they are really having the saving. So the saving coming from, time saving, the cost, they can easily save, headcount, or even they used to maybe employ part-time data entry staff to help them to do data entry. So they will saving on headcount, saving on their team resources, and then maybe more focus on other more innovative or more important thing. And then there's another cost saving is about storage. So that is physical storage. So they used to be maybe employ some outsourced vendor store the paper document in their warehouse, and then those kind of thing, especially with Philippines, now the law allow digital documents serve as a what we call legal documents. And then this is also for them, it's less important for them to keep those paper document. The retention and all this thing can be less important. What they more important is on the digital archive, and it's an effective library of the digital archive. So that save their time, say for example, auditing, when they're doing auditing, they can offline some of the document just for the auditor to view it, using Dockyware. That means they don't need to have a, headcount for whole man month, just serving the auditor. Okay. So this will another cause of saving as well. If you do, reporting, financial reporting with the auditor, maybe half yearly or annually, at least you save a man month of course, there of resources there. There will be also some other costs, like maintaining your existing system, like maintaining your outdated, file server, outdated, DMS system, or you consolidate all the DMS together into Dockyware as a single repository as a content services. So there's a lot of moving component here. No worry, we will send Ricoh team to help you to justify on that. This is also important for us, as for our proposal, because the key component is the customer see bottom line saving.
Yeah, thank you. So there's a huge savings when you count on the man hour that you save because of the processes. Yeah, thank you, Josephine. I think we're going to cater 3 more questions. So we have here another from Sir Ray. Dockyware is possible to use like as email to direct to send files to another person. Is this possible?
Yes. It's also you
Okay.
can automate it as well. You can automate, say, for example, I have a contract, template. You can automate using Dockyware to send to another party based on the digital process. Say, for example, once the PO request is approved, and then I have, the other side, maybe ERP also, booking on that or marking the record on that, and then we can release some kind of documentation. For example, vendor onboarding, you need to fill in this form, something like that. This can be automated as well. And then we can send email. We can not just send email internally, we can send contract for e-signature externally as well. So this is because of the short of time, I cannot demonstrate all kind of fantastic package with you, but we do have a e-signature package that is integrated seamlessly with DocuSign and validated ID. You can send for digital signature as well.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. And then I think we have another here from Anbert Mambak. Can Dockyware also support to use a third-party repository like Google Drive, OneDrive, etc.?
We can do importing and something like maybe replicating, to another, storage, like maybe other, cloud drive. But this is not really the design of the software. So we don't have a feature in particular to do this kind of integration. But in terms of like, if you install on-premise, you can set up link to any SAN, repository, SAN storage, to link it up, as, for Dockyware. But for cloud, of course, you only have one choice. That is our single platform there.
Okay, thank you for your clarification. And we have here from Marvic Escototo. How many users can access Dockyware?
As many as you like. I guess this is
Yeah,
a
that's
sales,
great.
how sales answer it, but I hope I am sincere enough, but this is also, yeah, there's not much limit, especially for the cloud. The capacity is already elastic enough. That means adaptable enough. If we have a, look at, our slide, on our existing cloud, how many users access it, each minute or each second, and then storing everything. So the cloud is good enough to expand, elastically, based on, the assets. So you don't need to take care about that. For your on-premise, we'll do some sizing to help you, to make good sense, on your architecture. So basically, there's no limit. And even, we have some kind of what we call unlimited license, or, for reader, based on our on-premise licensing model. So yeah,
Yeah, I think
I
the
hope this is,
more the more
yeah.
the merrier.
I hope
Yeah,
he can
yeah,
feel, we sincere enough if we answer like that.
yeah. So don't you worry about access restriction, because it also has access restriction even though you have a lot of users in Dockyware.
Yep.
Yeah. So last one is, how can we be sure that our documents are securely stored over the
Yes.
cloud? This is one important question, especially confidential or departmental files.
Yeah. So we have, what we call, you need to make sure on data security, we have a white paper, all, addressing this. One key thing I need to let you know is actually on some, I think we have that very quick. Security is one of the thing, we have, very intense concern as well. So as for document management system, so you see, we are HIPAA, compliant. I guess if for healthcare people, they know, HIPAA is one of the very strict, on data security and data privacy as well. So through Dockyware, we have different mechanisms, like data at rest, data on transit, those kind of things, with different technology to make sure, they are protected. So say, for example, data at rest, we have the highest, encryption, to make sure data is protected, is encrypted. It's also, there's no way you can bypassing, going into the repository. You have to go through Dockyware, and then with the access control in a single box, to control everything based on the assignment, based on the, write access, that can be dynamically, say, for example, with a running document, like when I doing project, the running document will be, allowed to access, to edit by the project team. And then after the, documents is published or released, it will be put into, read mode, and then it cannot no longer be edited by the project team. Maybe some project team even remove it. Okay, it can be only edited by maybe head of the department. So this kind of assignment, this kind of workflow or workflow drive that data access will be in single place for you. You can administer it, maintain it, make sure your data in good integrity. So for other things like, on transit, like as I say, when you view the document, indeed, with the viewer, capable of viewing it, you see the information, but you have no traces of information on your hard disk. That means, there's nothing, you don't see the Word document I downloaded. If you, get it from your email, you have the Word document indeed, in your, computer buffer, right? In your computer temporary storage, right? And then you need to download it in order to view it, also for other type of document. So also with the technology like network, data security, all this in good place, that we have a whole data security and architecture paper to help you to deploy it and to help you to understand, or even, explain it to your auditor as well.
Okay, thank you. I know we are running out of time, but it's very important for us to answer our participants' question very quick. So we have here coming from, I think we're going to get last two from Mayette Del Villar. Miss Mayette, what is the minimum bandwidth requirement we need to upload, download files? Just a quick.
This one, actually, I don't have the number, the bandwidth here, but I can, maybe, for Ricoh team, remind me on getting this figure from our support team. But I would say, to share my experience, because this is a streaming technologies. That means even for very big file, I have customer, they fail, their large DMS project because, they have very big project file like AutoCAD, those kind of files. And then it's even, with the bandwidth, they can't even, view it or open it up, that make no good sense, no sense to them, when using the system. So they fail the project because of the, they not seeing, a good use of it. And then, with Dockyware, we're replacing it. And then the bandwidth is because we're using the streaming technology. So even for a very big AutoCAD file, we stream it and then we optimize it already before, going through the network, to have you have the image to view it. So I don't have a exact figure, but it's also, basically it's just HTML, kind of those kind of technology already help you to control, how you can stream it or buffer it, and then successfully view it on your browser. So we just based on that, but be certain there's no download of the file, when you viewing, when you're opening, accessing the document. So maybe the team, help me to see whether we have some kind of good figure, to advise, the customer, on that.
Okay, and then since this is a cloud-based Dockyware compatible old operating system like Windows XP, is that matter? Since it's cloud?
And then what is matter? Sorry for that.
Since this is a cloud-based, is Dockyware compatible old operating system like Windows XP?
Basically, it's just a browser. If you don't need the what we call scanning and the scanning and or the scheduling, those kind of tasks, you can just use the browser. Even you using your tablet is okay. I'm not sure XP, whether what browser they so far supported, but we support. I just show you, Chrome. File Explorer, I mean IE and Edge, and also Firefox, and also yes, that's it.
Okay. Yeah. How about if my files have virus and I store in Dockyware, it risks to the other files saved in Dockyware?
Okay, actually, if for cloud, we'll scan the virus for you. So there's no we will stop. I mean, we will quarantine. We will report to you when there's a virus affected files, and then we will stop the access of that file. Okay, this is free. This is come with the package, come with the Dockyware Cloud access. So no worry, but of course, when you store too many of that, we will have some kind of alert, maybe stop your access as well.
Okay, so thank you. So to those questions that we haven't answered, we will be answering to you through our digital transformation professional. So we will in contact with you. So yeah, so I think thank you, Josephine, for answering all the questions for now. And of course, sharing with us how advanced technology will help transform our business operation. So yeah, can you go to the next slide? So guys, you may simply grab the key to your digital transformation where you can do business faster and take the lead. So just type in our digital transformation professionals from Ricoh Philippines will be glad to assist you and show you how to level up your transformation in document management. So to stay updated with Ricoh Philippines offering, don't forget to subscribe and follow our social media pages flashing right now on your screen. So I think, yeah, so this has been all good. This is the end of our webinar. Again, this is Carolyn Umotay saying thank you everyone for joining and see you again. Stay safe and bye-bye.
Bye
Thank you,
bye. Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you, bye. Thank you, Josephine. Thank you, team. Thank you, participants. Thank you.